To start off our program and deliver the opening address, I'd like to introduce you to the Associate Provost for Research and International Relations, SUTD, Professor Yo Kiet Singh. Over to you, Professor Yo.
A very good morning to everyone, and welcome to SUTD First Industry Workshop 2021. I'm Yo Kiet Singh, Associate Provost at the Singapore University of Technology and Design. The word FIRST is a powerful acronym. It stands for Fostering Industrial Research Success Together. Indeed, for a nation to be successful, there must be wider and deeper connections and collaborations between the Institute of Higher Learning and industry partners. Last year, I talked about the SURF budget, which Singapore government had progressively rolled out 4 budgets of 92.9 billion to save jobs, help businesses, and support families due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The word SURF is an interesting acronym. The letter S stands for solidarity, U for unity, R for resilient, and F for fortitude. Each budget has its own scope and purpose. The word surf originally means to stand on the surfboard and ride on a wave towards the shore. This is in fact the situation our nation is currently facing. We are experiencing and riding on the wave of an economic uncertainty. But the SURF budget will steer us safely towards a stronger economy. Indeed, the SURF budget has given Singapore a competitive edge. Singapore economy has improved. Her GDP growth forecast is 4 to 6% this year. Combining the words SURF and ACE, which stands for a competitive edge, form the word surface. This pandemic is like the desert and the sea. There are regions of desolation on the surface. Look beneath the surface. Things are usually very different from how they initially appear. Many of us may not know that there is an unusual relationship between climate change and the pandemics. Climate change affects human pandemics, and pandemics in turn alter the environment. Human activities has polluted the environment almost uninterruptedly since the first industrial revolution. Urbanization, industrialization, globalization, digitalization, transportation, deforestation, and even constructions have led to greater air pollution and waste generation. This causes climate anomaly, which destroy the balance of nature. The changes in Earth's climate increases the risk of pandemics. For example, in 2003, there was SARS outbreak. In 2012, there was MERS. And in 2019, there was COVID-19 that spread worldwide. So is there a way to solve this problem? The answer is yes. Many of us who studied engineering will probably know this famous equation. E equal to mc squared, where E is energy, m is mass, and c is the speed of light. This equation can also be applied to our environment to mitigating climate change. In this case, E is environment, m is mitigating, and c squared is climate change. So we have environment equals to mitigating climate change. E equal to mc squared. So to put it simply, climate change mitigations means avoiding and reducing emission of heat-trapping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere to prevent the Earth from warming to more extreme temperatures. This means altering human activity and behavior to reduce pollution to natural levels. So talking about human activity and behavior, let me go back to the earlier acronym ACE, which stands for a competitive edge. For Singapore to gain a competitive edge, we must focus on 3 key attributes. A for attitude, C for change, and E for entrepreneurship. Let me first talk about attitude. Attitude is about behavior and mindset. It defines your level of success. To stop this pandemic, every one of us needs a new attitude to create a new normal. We must learn to adjust, accept, and adapt to a new way of living, working, and studying. Next, I will talk about change. The pandemic has created unprecedented changes in our daily life. Many things must change, otherwise we will not get back to normal. We must make 3 changes: creating change, supporting change, and delivering change. Creating change is the toughest part of the change process. The main challenge is to bring different groups of people together, generate enough excitement and momentum to inspire others to want to do things differently. It is usually a tall order because most people want to maintain the status quo. Supporting change helps people to prepare for the change and ensure adequate resources are available to implement the change. Delivering change sets the path whereby the change will be implemented. It needs a strong commitment plan to ensure the right people are fully engaged and properly motivated. Now let me cover the last attribute, entrepreneurship. Singapore is at the point of inflection. Many years ago, Singapore was clearly an investment-driven system. Investment in factories, investment in infrastructure, and investment in people. Now that many of these investments have successfully been implemented, I think Singapore must transform to have indigenous innovation. It must spread that innovation around the country and to the rest of the world. To do that, we need innovators and entrepreneurs. Globally, we are seeing a new generation of innovators and entrepreneurs. A movement of people who want to do well and do good. They use new technologies for society, prosperity, and well-being. Technology increases productivity. So wages go up, lives get better, because there are more talents and skilled workers. Singapore is too small to be a follower. We must constantly look for new ideas. But it's not just our own ideas. We keep learning through collaborating with others and adapting them to our own needs. Success is the greatest attractor. Hence, Singapore should develop a path to prosperity that others cannot repeat but can study and to try to find areas that work for them. Similarly, we could also apply the same equation E = mc squared to entrepreneurship to create value and economic impact. Here E is entrepreneurship, M is money, and C is credit. All enterprises need money and credit facility to run the business smoothly. There are two credits here. Both are acronyms which are essential factors for business success. The first credit focuses on C for creativity, R for research, E for enterprise, D for digital, E for innovation, and T for technology. While the second credit covers C for capital, R for resource, E for enabler, D for data, I for idea, and T for talent. Basically, creativity needs capital. Research needs resource. Enterprise needs enabler. Digitals need data. Innovation needs idea. And technology needs talent. The multiplier effect of the two credits will bring change at a speed, scale, and scope unlike anything we have experienced before. It will affect the very essence of enterprise experience. The interplay between them will create realities that were previously unthinkable and impossible. This pandemic has reset the world economy. However, many existing companies still want to return to pre-COVID-19 business mode, which may no longer work effectively. But new enterprises are different. They are compelled to change and adapt their business models in the pandemic. Therefore, this is the best time to start a new business, while existing companies are still trying to find ways to sustain their business operations. We also need to know that entrepreneurship does not take away your time. It brings opportunities to you. Today, we are very pleased to hear three very successful entrepreneurs. Mr. Chenny Ho, co-founder and executive director of Board of Advanced Tech, Dr. David Ong, senior partner, Nave Group Spieler, and chairman Singapore Mentorship Committee, and Professor Mohan Rajesh Ilara from SUTD deliver their keynote addresses. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the keynote speakers, the forum panelists, the sponsors and partners for their strong support, as well as the first organizing committee for all their time and effort. Finally, we hope to bring more exciting programs for next year's first event, which is scheduled on Wednesday, 27 July 2022. I will show you more applications of E equal to mc squared and how it can be seamlessly applied to education, economy, and engineering, the 3 E's, to create conditions that lead to multiplier effect and global impact. Thank you and enjoy the workshop.